Hello and welcome to Xbox Classics. In this installment, I'm taking a look at a rare Japan-exclusive Xbox game. This is Shikigami no Shiro Evolution. Shikigami no Shiro, or Castle of Shikigami, was released in the West on PS2 under the title Mobile Light Force 2, which sort of strips it of all the storyline and all like the Japanese niche of the game. And yeah, it has this weird Charlie's Angels cover. The first Mobile Light Force was a port of Gunbird 2, which is not even the same company, which is just really bizarre. The Castle of Shikigami series is interesting as they are shoot-'em-up games, Tate vertical scrolling shoot-'em-up games, where you play as humans with magical powers who fly through the air as opposed to, like planes or, you know, airships or something. The game was originally released in arcades and ported to just about every console that could handle it. They believe there was even a Dreamcast version of this game. The only domestic release for it was the PlayStation 2 version, which is, you know, again, the crazy Mobile Light Force 2 with its storyline ripped out and just the raw gameplay remaining. Shikigami no Shiro 1 was released actually 3 times for Xbox. The original version came out in 2 versions. There was a blue and red versions of the game, and there was this Shikigami no Shiro Evolution, which I believe this is like an extended version that has additional things to it that's not featured in the original. I'm not really sure. I have the original version, I have the red version of this game as well, so maybe I'll check it out, see if there's a difference sometime. So like the plot is like in 2005, like the world is ending or something, and you know, it's up to these people to save the world. So, if you've seen my Shikigami no Shiro 2 or Castle of Shikigami 2 video that I did for PS2 Classics, you know my favorite character is Fumiko here, so I'm gonna go with Fumiko. What's kind of neat about these games is the soundtracks are always really, really good. What separates this from most bullet hell kind of games is that this game is more approachable than most. You know, it's not about how many bullets are on the screen. And actually, you get some sort of weird little gimmick about the Shikigami series that makes it really kind of unique. If you approach danger, such as like bullets or enemy shots, you will flash red, which will temporarily increase the power of your shots and ferocity of your shots. So you will do more damage, basically by taking risks. So you can see here, I'm just barely getting, I'm barely missing, and my shots turn red there. You can, each character also has a Shikigami ability where you hold down the shot button, and you'll basically be able to do a character-specific move. And if you hit an enemy with it, their coins will automatically get drawn to you. Fumiko's ability is this homing laser. The trade-off is that your cursor becomes the homing laser, so you can't move her. The game can be played co-op, of course. I don't even want to think what's going on here, because the more I think about it, it makes my head hurt. So that way, I just flying above Tokyo Tower, central Tokyo, blowing up giant spinning mannequins, shooting them with lightning. So I just got hit, so my coins go flying. You also have bombs, of course. Very typical Shikigami stuff. Or not even Shikigami stuff, very typical shoot-'em-up stuff. There's no voice acting in Shikigami 1, which is kind of disappointing, but, you know. There's just not. That was added for the sequel. There are 3 games in the series so far, and to get them in North America, you'll have to buy them on completely different platforms. The first 2 were on PlayStation 2. In fact, this version is the Xbox version, but this is, again, you know, Japan exclusive, which is weird. Okay, let's continue. Shikigami 2, or the Castle of Shikigami 2, was released as a budget title with hilarious voice acting. And man, that game, if you gotta check out my video for that. It's just legendary gold. I love English, and man, that is just full of it. And Shikigami 3, although it was released, you know, in Japan in arcades, and came out in the Xbox 360 in Japan, the only domestic release, North American release for Shikigami no Shiro 3, or Castle of Shikigami 3, is for Wii. There's no PS2 version of it. All that stuff, like, what the fuck? Ah, damn it. As a kind of game that, you know, that was originally meant to just to steal your quarters, it is difficult, and, you know, as it goes on, it becomes more and more difficult. I've never really been that good at these kind of games, but I've always liked them. You know? It's just one of those things where I guess if you grew up with them, you know... I'd be interested to hear, you know, what younger players think of this kind of game. You know, the kind of game that's just intended for, you know, quick play and, you know, doesn't have a lot of depth to it. So I know there are, you know, some subscribers of mine, you know, that are in their early teens. So, you know, for you guys, leave a comment down below. I'd love to know what you think about this game and what you think about games like this. Me personally, you know, I have a lot of nostalgia back, you know, when I was a kid. You know, in the early 90s, playing these kind of games on the Genesis and whatnot. And you know, of course, the arcades too. You know, spending what little amount of change I had, you know, as a kid. You know, I was supposed to be, you know, buying lunch or something, and I would, you know, I'd go off to the arcade and instead, you know, go hungry and play some games. Probably dumb in the long term, but, you know, I was a kid. Kids do dumb things. I'm gonna launch a bomb. Alright, there we go. Well, that'll probably do it for this video. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. I'll do my best to answer any questions. And I'd like to know your thoughts. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Shooting.